We're in conversation with the RCB boys, and we all know our cricket, so no formal introductions. Two of the finest batsmen of our times, Virat Kohli, AB de Villiers, and the crafty Indian RCB spinner Yuzvendra Chahal. And we also have Rishika Alula, the CEO of Arrows, now with us. I can start with you, Rishika, in fact. Tell us about this association. I mean, you're in some ways a stakeholder in Indian cricket, in RCB, coming in as fronting them as one of the premier sponsors of the team.
So this association has been, particularly close to our hearts. It's the first time any Indian OTT players actually sponsored an IPL team. It's the first time it's been done. Very much within the leadership DNA of the group and the company. We're particularly excited about it because we have a huge lineup this year in terms of marketing and originals, and this is just kind of what better way to start, the year than with IPL and with cricket, given it's like the biggest thing in the country today. Every single corner you go to, people are constantly talking about it. It's the kind of word of the moment. We're particularly excited because the marriage of Bollywood and cricket is something that hasn't been done before, and they are the holy grails of entertainment within the country today. We're particularly even more excited because we have some cool stuff coming up together, be it some content we're creating, be it what we can actually give to the fans of IPL, RCB and Eros now, through matches, exclusive content, access to kind of come and see the magic happen. So we're super kicked on it from our front.
It's just great to see two of you together, the chemistry that you've enjoyed over the years. In fact, even before you made your India debut, AB was already a star. Tell me about the learning of having someone like him in the dressing room, watching him do his 360-degree business that he does so closely.
I have a couple of incidents that I can remember. Firstly was, I think it was the tour of South Africa in 2010-11, when we understood that AB is going to play for RCB. The auction had happened, and I remember meeting him in Johannesburg. I didn't meet him formally before that, but then as teammates I met him at Johannesburg, saying I'm very excited to play with you. So that was the first interaction of that partnership coming together. And then about the 360 play, I remember in 2013, once we having a net session, and we wanted our best batsman to be fit. So AB, being AB, tries to reverse sweep Ravi Rampal, who was playing for RCB then, with the new ball. I think of the second or the third ball in the nets, and he top-edged it and it got stuck in his helmet grill. So I walked into the net, I said, please, we only got 3 or 4 batters, please don't do this. You can do anything you want in the game. So yeah, that was one incident I remember, but it's actually been a blessing, I would say, to know him so well over the years, and to have such a good friend in him, and also a cricketer that you can learn off every day, and as a person as well. So I'm really privileged to be playing with him.
Maybe also you've seen Virat evolve over the years. I mean, tell us about it. I mean, not just as a player, as an athlete perhaps, of how he's worked on his fitness in this transformation, and also his evolution as a captain.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. He deserves everything that's coming his way, I've seen him work really hard at this game. From many years ago to when Mark Boucher told me that there's a special talent coming through, to what I'm seeing now, I'm not surprised, to be honest with you. He's always been the kind of guy that grit between the teeth. He's very passionate, very driven, and I've watched him do his business now for years, and no doubt in my mind he's the best player in the world at the moment, and will be for quite a few years to come. So I'm very proud of the way he's gone about his business and the way he's evolved in his own game, and turned into the best player in the world.
Virat, I remember you telling us in one of your interviews that you play T20 your way, play to your strengths. Is there ever a temptation to try some unconventional shots, watching some of these players closely, or perhaps there is too much of a risk given the value of your wicket for you and the side?
I've seen this debate a lot, that other players try too many things, and I played the way that I can play all formats, but that is the way I know how to play it. I don't know how to play the innovative shots, so it's actually my inability to play those shots that I have to stick to the game that I know best. Guys like AB have tremendous ability to play all kinds of shots, which I don't. So I've only molded my game according to that, and people choose to say this is more safe, and flamboyant shots sometimes don't work, but I'm not that skilled to be able to try those shots, honestly, because I've never practiced those shots and I've never worked on them. and that tells you the talent that he has to be able to reverse sweep bowlers fast bowlers for six is something that I never saw in my life, and I saw him actually innovating and bringing those shots about, which takes the game forward in many ways. But I stick to what I know best, and that is to play to my strengths, which is playing conventional cricket shots.
Can I explain it to you, the philosophy?
Sorry?
Can I explain it to you?
Sure.
He's saying he's not so skilled, but players who play all the shots, the 360 shots, are not skilled to consistently hit a ball for six in the V, for instance. So they've got to look at other areas. So that's where we're lacking again. You know what I mean? He can consistently stick to his basics because he knows 9 out of 10 times he's going to clear the boundary anyway in his game plan. I've got to figure out a way to get to a 9 out of 10 times conversion rate. So if you see players do this and that means they're not as consistently good as someone like he is, for instance. So he doesn't have to go to those kind of shots. So there's the debate closed.
You might think it's a mutual admiration society, but no, they're making a lot of cricket sense. But Virat, this camaraderie and chemistry helps in tough times as well. It's been an indifferent start to the season. We saw you take the orange cap the other day, and you weren't too keen for it. You didn't celebrate the 50. It's tough to digest losses when you know though your bat flow is working, but as a team you're not been able to stitch victories together.
Look, intent is very important. You have to understand where you want the team to go, and that mindset should float around throughout the whole team for the course of the whole tournament. So as I said in the previous interview as well, it's too early to sit down and start analyzing the season. I think when the team is heading into one direction, it needs to be given space and time to execute things that the team wants to do. And all players are driven, everyone wants to perform well. When it doesn't come together, everyone feels bad because you prepare so well, you're so focused on the game, you're so passionate about it, and then you have to also understand there are 7 other teams playing in the tournament, and there are 11 guys on the park with you, competing against you. So you have to take everything into consideration. It's regardless of what people say, that this is our year and all that stuff. Even 2016 we were struggling, and then we won 4 in a row and we reached the finals. So it's such an unpredictable tournament that you can't sit down and say it has to happen a certain way. As long as you have the belief, it can turn around anytime.
Maybe your thoughts, you don't go too deep into this narrative that perhaps the team over relies on a Virat Kohli and an AB de Villiers?
Not at all. I'm actually pretty tired of hearing that, to be honest with you. There's so much talent in our team, in all 8 teams that are here in this IPL. It's a matter of getting it delivered and getting it done on the park. That's what it comes down to. Mumbai won it last year, if I'm not mistaken. They're in the same position as us. Yep. I think they had 1 out of 5 wins or something stupid. Went on to win the tournament. So there's no right and wrong in this tournament. It's a matter of getting it done on the park, getting a bit of momentum and running with it. And I've no doubt in my mind we're going to get that right this year.
Virat, we got a spinner with us, and before I come to Chahal, गेम कितनी बदल गई है? मतलब T20 फॉर्मेट के डायनामिक्स भी काफ़ी हद तक बदल गए हैं. रिस्ट स्पिनर, मिस्ट्री स्पिनर सब एक नेसेसिटी हो गए, और उसमें टू हैव समवन एज क्राफ्टी एज चहल ऑलवेज गुड. मतलब वो इंडिया के लिए भी आपके अंडर उन्होंने खेला है, आरसीबी के लिए लगातार खेल रहे हैं. नहीं,
बहुत खुश हूँ मैं चहल के लिए कि वो और कुलदीप दोनों ने अपना जो एक स्टैचर क्रिएट किया है अभी इंटरनेशनल क्रिकेट में, नॉट जस्ट आईपीएल में. तो वो हुआ आईपीएल की वजह से ही है कि इतना कॉन्फिडेंस उनको मिला कि सिलेक्टर्स को फील हुआ कि ये लोग इंटरनेशनल क्रिकेट में भी परफॉर्म कर सकते हैं, जो उन्होंने किया. और गेम ऑब्वियसली चेंज होती रहेगी. आप टेस्ट क्रिकेट में भी देखिए कि थोड़े अनकन्वेंशनल बॉलर्स अभी काम करने लगे हैं. बुमराह स्पेशलिस्ट माने जाते थे शॉर्ट फॉर्मेट के, लेकिन उन्होंने जो टेस्ट क्रिकेट में बॉलिंग करी है वो आउटस्टैंडिंग थी. तो ये चीज़ें हमेशा आगे जैसे जैसे गेम इवॉल्व होगी, क्योंकि T20 क्रिकेट की वजह से टेस्ट क्रिकेट भी तेज़ हो गया, वनडे क्रिकेट भी तेज़ हो गया, तो आपको कन्वेंशनल से हट के बॉलर्स भी लाने पड़े उसको काउंटर करने के लिए, क्योंकि उसके अलावा बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है, क्योंकि बैट्समैन इतने कॉन्फिडेंट हो गए, इतने फियरलेस हो गए कि आपको कुछ एक्स फैक्टर लाने ही पड़े टीम में. तो आई थिंक वो एवोल्यूशन के साथ होता ही रहेगा, और जब बॉलर्स ऊपर जाएंगे तो फिर बैट्समैन कुछ लेके आएंगे कि गेम लेवल पे चले. तो आई थिंक वही ब्यूटी है इस गेम की कि कभी बॉलर्स फिगर आउट करते हैं बैट्समैन को, फिर बैट्समैन फिगर आउट करते हैं तो वो पार हो जाता है, फिर कोई नया बॉलर कुछ फिगर आउट करता है. तो आई थिंक वो एवोल्यूशन का पार्ट है जो जिसके एग्जांपल चहल और कुलदीप मैं मानूंगा सबसे बड़े हैं, और बुमराह टेस्ट क्रिकेट में।
चल, आपके लिए भी कितना कंफर्टिंग रहा है कि विराट बतौर कप्तान थे जब आप इंडिया के लिए खेलना शुरू किया, क्योंकि आईपीएल आप लगातार उनके साथ खेले, एक बॉन्डिंग होती है, कैप्टन बॉलर की एक अंडरस्टैंडिंग होती है, और एक्सटर्नल दबाव भी होता है कि एस्टैब्लिश स्पिनर से उन्हें आप रिप्लेस कर रहे हैं, तो मौका कम है, कॉम्पिटिशन ज़्यादा है, तो किस तरह शुरुआत की और विराट के साथ विराट की कैप्टनसी में खेलने पर बताएं।
2014 में मेरा पहला साल था विराट भैया के अंडर, तो मैं आया था, तो तब पहले ही मैच में आई थिंक मुझे मैन ऑफ द मैच मिला था। तो वहाँ से एक स्टार्ट हुआ एक कॉन्फिडेंस जिस हिसाब से, क्योंकि उस टाइम मुरली सर भी थे, जगाती भैया भी थे, पर मुझे सबसे पहले चांस मिला। तो एक कॉन्फिडेंस कोचेस ने और भैया ने मुझ में देखा, तो उसको एक मुझे एक्स फैक्टर की तरह लगा कि हाँ तू कर सकता है, क्योंकि मैं पहला सीज़न पूरा आईपीएल खेल रहा था। और एक मैच था जिसमें रायना भैया ने मुझे 3 बॉल में 3 छक्के मारे थे, तो आई वॉज वेरी नर्वस। तो भैया मुझे आएंगे 6 ही खाएगा ना, ज़्यादा तो नहीं खाएगा। तो मतलब जब आपका कैप्टन आपको ऐसे बैकअप करते हैं तो आपको कॉन्फिडेंस और मिलता है। और इन्होंने आई थिंक मुझे हमेशा बोला कि तू जो अपना स्ट्रेंथ है तू उस पर बॉल डाल, और जब आपको कैप्टन ये चीज़ें बोलता है तो आप कुछ हट के आप दूसरी चीज़ों पे फोकस ज़्यादा कर सकते हैं। यही चीज़ मुझे फिर जैसे मैं इंडियन टीम में गया, जो श्रीलंका सीरीज़ थी मेरी पहली विराट भैया के अंडर, तो वहाँ पर भी सेम ही लगा। मुझे ऐसे नहीं लगा कि चीज़ें चेंज हो गई हैं, बस मेरे लिए ये था कि आईपीएल से सिर्फ एक जर्सी चेंज हुई है, बाकी एटमॉस्फेयर मेरे सेम था।
लेकिन आरसीबी के लिए जब आप बॉलिंग करते हैं तो एक आपका रोल बदल जाता है। इंडिया के लिए ऑब्वियसली कुलदीप दूसरे एंड पे होते हैं, यहाँ पर आपकी जिम्मेदारी बदल जाती है, तो उसे किस तरह देखते हैं? चैलेंजिंग और ज़्यादा चैलेंजिंग है?
नहीं, अगर आप परफॉर्म करते हैं तो लाइक आप रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी और बढ़ जाती हैं, लोग आपको ज़्यादा देखते हैं, पर इतना कुछ नहीं है। जब मेरा ये है कि मैं जब भी बॉल डालने जाता हूँ, मैं अपने जाता हूँ कि जो भी मैं करूँ अपनी टीम के लिए करूँ, कोई भी सिचुएशन हो, या पहला ओवर हो या 20वां ओवर हो, मेरा माइंडसेट हमेशा वही रहता है कि टीम को क्या ज़रूरत है।
और वैसे विराट, इज इट अ कांस्टेंट कि रिस्ट स्पिनर्स आज की तारीख में वाइट बॉल क्रिकेट में नेसेसिटी है, या फिर आपको लगता है क्वालिटी फिंगर स्पिनर अपनी जगह फिर भी बना ही सकता है?
देखिए हर टीम दुनिया में एक रिस्ट स्पिनर के साथ खेल रही है, तो हमें अलग नहीं रहना था। अगर हमें वर्ल्ड वाइड टीमों से compete करना है तो जो चीज़ इफ़ेक्टिव है इंटरनेशनली, जो सब टीमों ने ट्राई करी है और उनके लिए काम कर रही है, तो हमें उससे पीछे हटने की कोई रीज़न हमें नहीं दिखा। तो जैसे मैंने बोला कि बैट्समैन इतने कॉन्फिडेंट और इतने इवॉल्व हो चुके हैं कि कोई आपको मिस्ट्री फैक्टर लाना ही पड़ेगा, नहीं तो बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है गेम को कंसोलिडेट करना। और मिडल ओवर्स में जैसे इन लोगों ने बॉलिंग करी हमारी पिछली सीरीज़ में, साउथ अफ्रीका में, श्रीलंका में, वो विकेट्स लेना एक एडेड एडवांटेज हो जाता है कि अगर आपका रिस्ट स्पिनर 50 रन भी दे और 3 विकेट निकाल के दे रहा है, तो आपके 100 रन 6 विकेट हो गए दोनों के मिला के। तो आई थिंक वो एक चीज़ बहुत डिफरेंस क्रिएट करती है। विकेट्स ही आपको मैच जिताएंगे, कंट्रोल करने से हार्डली आप 1-2 मैच जीत सकते हैं, लेकिन वो अटैकिंग माइंडसेट, जो मिस्ट्री रहती है स्पिनर की, वो अटैकिंग माइंडसेट वही वाले स्पिनर मिडिल ओवर्स में ला सकते हैं।
Let's get AB back in the discussion. I'm sure you understood everything of what we were talking about. But more seriously,
mystery spinners, I know everything what you're saying.
but tell me, you must have picked up a bit of Hindi. I'm sure the cuss words at least.
Yes.
What words?
The cuss words in Hindi.
Yeah, not much, eh? But I actually do follow quite a bit with what's going on when they do speak, but definitely can't say it myself. But I do follow a little bit.
But AB, you obviously one of the more popular players in the league, particularly from the RCB franchise. But when you see the kind of fan following that Virat enjoys, and it becomes a challenge as well on occasions because fan frenzy can get crazy as well. You're amazed sometimes at the manner in which the cricket stars in India have to live a restricted life, and you see this at close quarters.
I'm not amazed. I understand why. It can be tough sometimes to enjoy a bit of privacy when you do need it after a couple of tough games or a tough series. You sometimes just want to get away from it all, and then people can be a little bit in your face, but it comes with the territory in a way. I think we have a responsibility as sports people and famous sports people to give back to the community and to give back to our fans. Ultimately, that's why we play the game, is for people to enjoy it. We entertain it at the end of the day, and it's our responsibility to connect with our fans. It does get tough sometimes. There's no beating around the bush with that. Yeah, so you just got to find that balance.
How do you tackle it, Virat? I mean, what's it been, Virat Kohli, the superstar, and like AB said, on days it must be getting difficult.
Look, I still can't connect to it because whenever I play a game, whether I do well or I don't do well, I always go back to 10 years before this, where I was, and I understand where I've come from and who I am, and then I get very uncomfortable when there's so much attention coming my way. And as cricketers, as everyone says that we have limitations that we should not cross. I think that applies to people who admire you as well. So I feel sometimes it's too extreme. Either it's all out or they pull back, like they'll get hurt in a second and they'll be like, okay, we don't want to do this. So I think a balance is great. When you travel to other countries, they'll see you, they'll recognize you, they'll just wave from far away saying you're playing really well, good to watch you, and they'll just carry on with their work, which you appreciate because you get a sense of your space as well. I was driving today to the hotel, and you don't want people knocking on your car window to take a selfie when you're on the road. Those are the kind of things that you feel like, okay, this is getting a bit crazy because there are like 200 cars here and I'm in one of those cars. I'm also driving, I'm a human being, and I'm going to do something, right? So I can't connect to the feeling that they have, and that's why it gets really awkward for me. I understand their emotion. I feel very privileged when people show this kind of love to me, because as I said, I'm a normal person. I might be somewhere in life, but we're all human beings. So to be able to receive so much love from other people around you is an honor. But I think that extreme, it's a fine line. That extreme level can be controlled a little bit, I feel.
Perhaps one of the learnings must have been to see Sachin Tendulkar, early in your careers, to observe him closely, how he handled it.
I mean, one of the craziest thing I saw was his retirement game, and coincidentally, I was sitting next to him on the front seat in the bus, and we were leaving the stadium, and people literally lay down on the road. They said, "We're not letting this bus go because you cannot retire." And I was like, they wouldn't let the bus move. There were like 50 people, lying on the road, and it was a frenzy. People are crying and howling, and that hit me there and then. To understand actually what it means for people to see him from the outside. I had that feeling when I was younger, but I forgot it when I was playing with him. But to still understand people who don't have access to you, how they look at you, it was crazy. I mean, it was almost scary, to see people lying on the main road. I mean, they're not letting the bus move, and he literally had to go out and say, "Please, let's move, let's get on with it." And it was an emotional moment, but it was also something that shows the passion and the emotion that the fans express.
You'd given me some idea of what you would think about my next question, because what do you make of these comparisons with Tendulkar? I mean, on your cricket, because
that's all I want to say. Please stop. It's unfair on him.
Virat, moving on, I mean, the fact that each of an IPL side, there's obviously 7 Indians who play in the IPL, and to keep the strength of the league going, we want the Indians to do well. The fact that the teams are evenly matched, do you think that's also a reflection of the health of Indian cricket, of what you guys have been able to produce in the past 2 or 3 years or so?
Absolutely. IPL has helped Indian cricket immensely. There's new talent coming out every year, and AB just mentioned it some time back. And we feel honored that we have that kind of a setup where it's as good as international cricket exposure, big crowds, 40,000-50,000 people, pressure situations. Sometimes you're up against the best bowlers in the world or up against the best batsmen in the world, and when you do well against them, that boosts your confidence, that makes you feel like, yes, I can do this at the international level as well for my country. So I think this is a perfect preparation and a perfect platform for youngsters to evolve as cricketers and to get better mentally, get better at their skills as well. But there's a fine line here also, not to lose motivation to play Test cricket. That I think is something that we have been addressing for so many years, and I want to mention it again that guys should always aspire to play Test cricket first, and the other formats take care of themselves. IPL can sort of make you drift away from that. unless you're in a situation in your career where you know that, okay, this is a logical decision for me. But I think when youngsters, they have 8 to 10 years on them, they should always aspire to play Test cricket first and then use IPL to gain confidence.
But isn't it tough for a youngster, Virat? I mean, you see Pujara with his skills, busy playing county cricket, but that fails to find a place in an IPL side. Same with a guy like an Ishant Sharma. So a youngster might think perhaps learning a different skill set might be more lucrative.
See, obviously, financial security is something that IPL provides you, but again, my point is that you should not work on your skills for that. Then you're not being honest to the sport. That's what I feel, and it won't last for long.
Still need to have the basics in place. I fully agree.
Yeah, I mean, you got to play the game for the passion of it. You can't say I'm going to prepare for 4 overs and make money. It's not the right intent, and the wrong intent never works. That's what I believe in. You stick to the right thing, and it'll always fall into place. Whether it's a slow process or not, that I cannot guarantee. But yeah, I feel definitely the shortcut is a quicker way to get what you want, but then people fade away very quickly. Some people who work harder for a long period of time, who want to do the right things, play for the right reasons, they last longer, and eventually, if you look at the financials over that phase, a guy who goes away in 2 seasons is not even 10% of what a guy who works hard for 10 years and who's honest to what he wants to do with the game first. So I think, again, as I mentioned, that falls in that very thin line category which people need to be careful of.
And mentally, Virat, the RCB captain, Virat, the Indian captain, do you have to switch minds? Because I mean, obviously, when you see a Dhoni do well in a particular game, it's tough because he might do it against RCB one day, but you might think, hey, that's good for Indian cricket when he's in such touch.
Well, I can't think of so many things at once. Look, when you're committed to playing for your team, you're committed to making your team win. Playing for your country is a whole different ball game altogether, but playing for your franchise in the IPL is also a team environment, and I'm fully committed to that. I'm not standing on the field saying, okay, because we are India teammates, okay, he should perform so he stays confident. That's not how things go. When you step into the field of play, you want to obviously get the best of your opponent, and same for them. No one's going to give me free runs just because I captain India. It's a very simple thing. AB has come up against his teammates in the past, and it's always competitive. After the game, there's always that respect. Okay, I feel for you, but there's a feeling of I had to do this, but I feel for you. Yeah, so that's about it. But as sportsmen, if you lose the focus of winning the game at the cost of other factors, that's not something that any sportsman would like to have.
Right. Final couple of things, AB. Burning ambition to turn it around for RCB. I mean, it's been 10 long years. Championship success awaits. It's been a tough start to the season. How's the team looking at it?
It hasn't been 10 long years. It's been 10 incredible years, in my opinion. Created some great memories. Haven't won the trophy yet. Obviously, we want to do that, but there's a process to do in doing it. Not a great start to this season, but only 4 games in. Another another 10 games to go. So plenty of opportunity to turn it around.
Virat, your thoughts?
Same. I agree with AB totally. As I said, it's too early to sit down here and start thinking about how the season has gone. I think we'll sit down and analyze at the end of 14 games where we are, and we certainly don't lose belief at any stage.
I must maybe start saying I don't want to win the trophy. I don't want to win the World Cup. So then maybe it'll happen.
I don't understand this. This thing starts from the outside, where people say, "Oh, this is our year," and then you want players to feel the same way and think the same way. We've felt like every year is our year. I mean, what's so special about this one? So I think the more you complicate things, the more they go out of reach, and then you're actually giving fodder to people about what they want to talk about. It's basically they want you to be in that zone where you feel that pressure of chasing that trophy, and then they're like, "See, we told you." They're feeling the pressure. So we're saying right now we're not going to give into it, and we're just going to enjoy our cricket, and we're just going to get on with it.
And is that the way you handle this whole talk of pressure of run chase as well? I mean, you don't take the pressure?
For me, playing one ball at a time is all that matters. Whether we bat first, whether we bat second, whether I've scored 100, whether I've scored 0, and that is something that it is very simple but very complicated for people to understand. They feel like I'm doing some magic tricks or creating some sort of formula in my room that I'm going to score runs. If you want your team to win at any cost, every ball of the game that you play, things will happen for you. Whether I contribute or I don't, I want my team to win. And that's why, you know, those performances happen, and sometimes I don't even realize the milestones because my only target is getting the team across the line. And people cannot relate to it. They're like, no, there has to be something else, but there is nothing else. You just watch one ball at a time and you play one ball at a time, and that's how simple it is.
Virat, AB, Yajuvendra and Rishika, thanks so much. Thanks for all your
Thank
time.
you.
Thank you.